Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Mercedes Warrick, and welcome to Sacred Key. A few weeks ago, I had a download during a very personal and very deep immersion, and I'm going to share that with you briefly because I really want to get into, so often we get to hear the story, but we don't actually get the way. And today I'd like to do the way. So I'm going to tell the story briefly. I was in deep personal reflection. I had had a bad result from chemotherapy, and I was literally on the mat. I was either curled up in my bed in the fetal position or laying flat on the floor in a sacred space that I had made for myself with my crystals and doing some very deep reflection and energy work, work like I have not done in several years. It really took a level of compassion and self-compassion, grace and mercy for myself. And I'm still working my way through it, although we have had some good results. So that's good news. However, that day I was on the floor, I heard release the war within you. And it was very poignant because the war in Ukraine had just started. And I was wondering what was going on. And as I was going, I was led through this series of breathing sequences. If you know the Sacred Key, I was led through a series of breathing sequences with the I am statements, and it was very deep, it was very long, and the sigh of release. And I was in that sigh of release for just an extraordinary amount of time. Spirit had said to me during this time that if we think about it, we as the collective, not we as me and my guidance at this time, but we as a collective, if you think about it, we've been through so much together. We've been through so much ourselves. I have been blessed. The community has come. We've been through so much together. And we have grieved. And we have changed. And had to transform and had to learn and adapt and be. And then the outside forces of just what is happening in America at this moment, the politicalization, making COVID-19 political. Wear a mask, not wear a mask, and then not knowing where to be, who to be with, and really having a level of emotional violence against each other and emotional fear. Survival is that place of sort of perpetual fight or flight, just weeks, days, weeks, and months of it. And then, of course, the grief. Just the untold numbers of wisdom keepers that transitioned during this time. And I think my heart feels for those who had loved ones that were otherwise healthy, and then got hit by this moment called COVID. So how can there be so much violence in the world right now? Physical violence. I mean, a war, shootings, the feelings of vulnerability and despair. And I don't mean to say that there has not been happy moments through this. I've watched people get degrees and change their lives and have babies and get married. So there has been that. I believe that there is a legion of angels, I'll put it that way, and that this legion of angels are the light bearers, and we all have that angelic force within us. We all have that God force within us. to share in a moment, to smile in a moment at another. And so what I was told was to release, that there needs to be a collective release of the external world and an entry back into the comfort and the safety of our heart and our heart space, and to just allow ourselves to breathe for a moment and to feel that. The breath that we're going to do is called the sigh of release. And I will say that since this was been introduced, this was actually, I taught a series called The Consciousness of Prayer. And the first time this came to me was during that series. And we just exhaled and exhaled and exhaled. And I would caution you to be aware of yourself as you're exhaling, and just don't try to even put a situation in there. Just exhaling because just exhaling to be in the release of everything but God, everything but that heart, everything but love, everything but compassion, mercy, and grace. And as we breathe in, it's the light. It is the light of God. It is the light of Source. It is the light of the divinity. And connecting into that light that exists within ourselves, to feel that light again, to know that light. As above, so within. The likeness and image of God itself, of Source itself, of goodness itself, of love itself. Whatever is your definition, your relationship, your understanding of the light. It was interesting. I saw something, I read something, I think it was Dr. David Hawkins. I've been reading a couple of his books recently, so it's probably there. I don't always take notes of where I get this stuff. But it was saying only 15% of the world's population can be radiating light. But I think if we're so involved in healing, in my case, surviving, childcare, food, all the pressures that are present right now, it can be the way that I put it was so insidious. It was so insidious. It was like I didn't even know that there was that disconnect there. I was so ill at the time that the illness was the most pressing thing. It was like the thing that was right in front of my nose. And I can remember being literally in the fetal position. I mean, I had stereotypical chemo side effects. I'm told not as bad as most. So I'm grateful for that. But for me, and as I was going through it, I was just so weak. And I can remember, I remember seeing the terror. I remember seeing the moment of sort of the body, where the body was so prevalent that I couldn't feel the divine. I couldn't be the divine. It was actually through this experience that I realized that I had nurtured and nurtured that knowing of the God presence within me. But as I was weak, I mean, just weak, and the presence wasn't top of mind. It wasn't top of my presence. And so I would venture to say that maybe I'm not the only one, even though my experience was chemo. And so I had to begin to nurture myself energetically, nurture myself spiritually. And I pray the I am that I am. I have 36 breaths, journey into the I am mind. This is the infusion of my life, of my daily practice. And I was so weak I could only get to I. There was a day that I remember just breathing in and just saying I. Some days I got to I am, and some days I got to I am that, and then the exhale, I couldn't even verbalize the I am. I think our planet and humanity has probably lost a lot of light. So why don't we spend some time together in the how? How do I get that back? What does it feel like? Let's just pray the sacred key together and allow ourselves to be in a space where we can allow and accept the flow of God into our lives and allow and accept ourselves to be the flow into the world, the flow of the divine into the world. Okay? Let's get started. We're going to be in the sigh of release, and then I'm going to go into the I am that I am. And then from there, we'll take it from there. We'll see if the guidance has a channel for us or if we'll just end the session. I don't know what's coming. All right? All right. Take care. Just breathing gently in, remembering breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And scanning your body from head to toe. And anywhere where you feel any tension or pain, any sorrow or grief. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth very gently to begin with. Staying within your own capability, your own space. Even if I'm counting something out, just staying in your rhythm. And if you get winded or want to rest or be still, do so. It's okay. The sacred key is your life force. The sacred key is your divinity. It is your sacred connection. It is the sacred promise. Continuing with the sigh of release. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Things may come up. What you're going to do tomorrow. There may be a few how am I's going to. I don't think I can. all those kinds of thoughts. Just as you exhale, say blessings be unto you, and just allowing that thought to be released. And it may come back, it's okay. You might have been holding on to it for a while. I remember saying thank you. I hear you. I feel you. Thank you for being present. Just removing any resistance to that person, place, or thing. Just blessing it and exhaling it. So often when we have a moment of tension or trying beyond our human resource, it shows up in our bodies. So just kind of leaning into that spot and exhaling. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. In your inner sight, you may see the light shifting. It may be total blackness, darkness. It may be light flickering in. I've had instances where I might see red at first, and then it transitions to green, and then it transitions to yellow or blue. And all of that is your unique experience. It's all okay. Some people see and other people feel. So maybe feelings in your body that just come up. Don't even say, why is that happening? Or that feels like, and trying to define it in any way or place any value on it. That feels good, or that was different, or just staying with the feeling and allowing it to be there, to be present. If the feeling is painful, uncomfortable, kind of leaning into it, breathing into it, not resisting it. It's kind of like what we resist persists, right? So just acknowledging it's there. Very gently continue the sigh of release. Breathing in through your nose and out through the mouth. Now, another way of releasing is through sound. And the ah sound is the sound of the heart chakra. Oh. Oh. Maybe quiet like a whisper, may become a hum, or a groan. Oh. Oh. Whatever is happening is okay. It's your experience and your uniqueness. If you feel anxious or wanting to come out of this, please do so. Take a break. Assess and align yourself. We're going to come back into remembering breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, excuse me. In through the nose and out through the nose. Staying in the remembering breath. Breathing in, exhaling. And now just almost releasing remembering breath. Still breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, but just allowing yourself to just float like you're floating on an ocean with the sun bathing down on you. If you feel any tension, just releasing it through the sigh of release. And now bringing in the I am. The I am that I am. Breathing in, I am that. Exhaling, I am. I am. I am that. 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 I am. Do 3 more. I am that. I am. I am. Just resting here. As I breathe in, I receive light. As I breathe out, I am the light. As I breathe in, I receive light. As I breathe out, I am the light. As I breathe in, I receive light. As I breathe out, I am the light. As I breathe in, I receive light. As I breathe out, I am the light. As I breathe in, I am the light. As I breathe out, I flow the light. As I breathe in, I am the light. As I breathe out, I flow the light. As I breathe in, I am the light. As I breathe out, I flow the light. As I breathe in, I am the light. As I breathe out, I flow the light. As you are resting, imagining that the flow of God's infinite light is flowing into you, merging with that infinite light that is within you, that you are, and flowing that light out into the world, becoming a radiant light, the radiant light of God's love and life and liberty. Allowing this light to flow through you, touching every cell in your body. Allowing you to fill up and rejuvenate, regenerate, and renew. Divine Precious One, you are the radiant light. Shine. You are cherished and you are loved. Be this. Be this light. Be this light. Be this radiant light. Fill up, fill up, fill up. And know. Within this peace, light, there is a peace that is so diminutive as the light of love, the light of consciousness, the light of Christ's consciousness during this Easter season. There is nothing to do, beloved. There's nothing to do. There is nothing to know. You are the light. You are always the light. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slightly opening your eyes to anchor in this feeling just a little bit. You can open and close them. Breathing in, open them slightly. Breathing out, closing. Just wanting to capture this piece, putting it into the memory. Now in a few moments, I'm going to ring the bell 3 times, and you may stay here in this presence, radiant light that you are. We give thanks for the consciousness of Christ and the light that is the light of renewal and resurrection. Knowing that this light is renewal. Namaste. May you know the divine intimately.